Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live program. Hello. Hello. Yes, let me just type um yes. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Okay. So I just got to keep the number to call. Right. Okay. So hello. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we're ready now. So I've just put the number to call. Yeah, in when it is time to call. So yeah. So come in. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Okay. Okay. Let me use this one to share session. Let me share. Okay, yeah. Right. Where is everybody? Come in. It's time too. You need to support my back. You don't just stay there and do nothing. You just stay there and support my back. Okay. Yes. So if you are here, I want you to let me know by saying hi to me. By just saying hi, just type hi. Let me see Let me know who is here and who is here. So yeah, today we're continuing with the topic which we spoke about last week, last Thursday. It was a very, very explosive topic. It's all about marriage. So we were trying to look at the reason why marriages these days fail more than in the olden days. You know, in the times of our parents, in the times of you know, our forefathers. So we realize that in those days, you rarely hear about divorce. You rarely hear about marriage break. You'd rarely hear about all those things. So we just want to look at it and then kind of why? Why is it that in those days marriages last, but in our days it doesn't? So, last week a lot of people came to talk about it. A lot of people came to kind of, give us their own opinions. Some people spoke out of experience because many people have gone through it. A lot of them spoke out of experience. A lot of them spoke out of what their parents told them. A lot of people spoke out of what they saw their parents, experience. Like a lady spoke to us and said that in those days that kind of men are allowed to do whatever they like, and because women rely so much on men for financial support and so on, so as a result of that women take a lot of things in. Someone else said as well that some women have died as a result of that. So but here we're not just gonna talk about, it's not only women that go through pain. It's not only women that go through abuse. Some men do go through abuse, and the abuse for men is even worse because in most cases, men don't want to own up. Men don't want to tell anybody what they are going through. They really don't want people to see that their wives, are maltreating them. So in some cases, men, they die in silence, and that has caused a lot of damages. Like some men die as a result of that. So this is not just about women, it is about everybody. And again, because women are frail, women are kind of vulnerable and so on, or fragile. So in most cases we think that abuse is only for women, but this is not all about abuse. We are talking about why marriages last in the olden days, than in our days. So we will be taking call, but actually not now. We will be taking calls, but not now. But I just want somebody to say hello. Let me know how many people that are here. I can see four. I can see four people. Oh, I can see five right now. So I want somebody to tell me hello so that, I will know that you are here. Okay. Hello, sis. Thank you so much for joining. Yes. I said I got someone who is very, very experienced. And I believe that her opinion will count again today. So we've got 6 people already. So I want somebody to say hello as well. Let me know who is in the house so that I will know when to open the line, But at the moment, I just want to tell us some topics that we're going to look into today, apart from what you're going to, tell me. So I've had some topics, I'm not I'm not officially into marriage counseling, but I've been into a lot of marriage disputes. And I know a lot of things that women do talk about and said that, look, this is the reason why I don't want my wife anymore. So then some women will say, this is the reason why I don't want my husband anymore. you can imagine, some men say that their wives are lazy. They say my wife is so lazy, my wife doesn't do anything in the house, you know. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Save and Secure the Child Initiative. That's the proprietor is here, or I don't know the topic to call it. Thank you so much for coming. That's our marriage counselor as well, who really, really supported us last week. He gave a lot of clues. So, and as some people have reached back, as you can see, the video is really, really catching fire. Though the video is long, but you can see that, a lot of people are watching it, so which means that we are doing a very good job. So thank you so much and welcome, to the program. Yeah, so I'm just giving you clues in case, by the time that you start talking, you pick few places or few things that people have talked about. Men have said that their wives are lazy. Many say that my wife is so lazy. My wife doesn't know how to keep the house. Some of them even say that their wives are dirty. you know, my wife is dirty. My wife doesn't know how to this, that. But later on, I would like you to kind of tell me whether the man didn't know that the wife is dirty before they got married or something like that. So I would like when you call, you just touch on all these things. Let us see, because what we are trying to do, we're trying to leave a legacy for our children. We're trying to leave a legacy for our younger ones. Because a lot of younger ones have reached out to me and say, what, marriage is not for me. Many of them say marriage is not for me. Marriage is not for me. I've seen what my dad did to my mom. I've seen what my mom did to my dad. And I've seen a lot of people go through this and that. Because of that, marriage is not for me. So we really need to kind of, throw lights. And as we're throwing light, we're throwing light on the reason why marriages fail. And again, trying to encourage them. What are they supposed to do before they get married so that they don't make mistakes that other people make? So that's exactly the reason for this, program. We're going to talk about a lot of life-changing program that will help a lot of people. Please, as you're watching, I want you to like the page. I want you to give it a thumb up, because when you like it, if possible, you can share as well, because when you like it, they will send it to other people to join us. But if you don't like it and you're watching, you don't like it, then it might not go well. Right. So another thing that somebody told me as well is that about culture. Let me tell you one short story. I think somebody told me this story that this man is from a different tribe in Nigeria. So, but this man happens to like food from a tribe that he's not part of, but he likes their food. And he continuously tells the wife, please, I love this food. Can you learn how to do it? Can you learn how to do it? But the wife is like, is it because of this lady that you want to learn this food? Or maybe your ex-girlfriend is from so and so place. That's why you like that food. I'm not going to cook that food for you. At the end of the day, the man will sneak out and go to restaurant where they sell such food, and then, eat the food. So when the man eats the food outside and comes in, the man is no longer hungry. And the wife will be saying, oh, you have gone to your girlfriend to eat. You have gone here, you have gone there to eat. And this thing brought problem and broke a breakup of the marriage. So you see, I will say that sometimes culture is part of the reason. When people come from different cultures, maybe the wife doesn't like the food from another culture and the husband likes it. I don't know whether they have the luxury of cooking two types of food and so on. But according to the explanation, it was just that because the woman was jealous and the woman didn't want to cook it, because it's like, why should you like the food of that culture? maybe you have people from that culture and so on. So as a result of that, this marriage crumbled and they both went their, their ways. So I'm just kind of painting a picture to us, a few things. And another thing, is the same thing, intermarriage, this person is from this place. I don't want such a people. They eat human flesh. They do this, they do that. I don't want my son. I don't want my daughter to marry from there, or I don't want to marry from that place. And so, and they happen to fall in love and then problem ensues, So, let me just leave it at that for now. And then we will start taking calls. Yeah. So the number is there. The number is +44 744 078 7281. That's if you're calling outside of UK. So it's +44 74 078 7281. So for your contribution. So while I'm waiting for somebody to call and contribute, the reason why marriages crumble, reason why marriages fail these days, unlike in the days of our parents, unlike in the days of our forefathers. Why is it that marriages that they fail? So, until somebody calls, I want to continue to continue to highlight on things like that and see. Just want to share to a few people. Maybe they didn't know that we have started. So yes. You see. So So I'll continue until there is a call. Like I said earlier on, the number to call is +44 744 078 7281. Yeah. So you see, I'm expecting your call. If you can contribute, that's okay. If not, then I will continue. Because your experience will help a young person. Your experience will help a young person. There is a saying, that, there are certain things that, when we were growing up, our parents will say that they don't want something that happened to them to happen to other people. I don't want what I go through. I don't want my child to go through what I went through. I don't want my daughter to go through what I went through. That's what our parents normally tell us, So your little suggestion, your little contribution might change somebody. Your little contribution might help somebody out there while making certain decisions. Your little contribution might save somebody's life. So okay, there is a call coming. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Kenneth. I'm calling from South Africa.
Welcome. Okay, welcome. That's the marriage counselor. Please introduce yourself very well. I can see, what you wrote here. Can you introduce yourself to our audience and tell them what you do as well? Because I can see you help girl child, kind of.
Okay. Like I said earlier, my name is Kenny. I am the founder of Save and Secure the Child Initiative.
Wow.
The campaign against child abuse in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes. So
please, the person that is calling, can you call back because someone is already talking? Yeah. So just watch the program. Once I end the call, then you can call. You can call and call back to contribute, please. Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Save and Secure is an NGO in Nigeria.
Okay.
Outside that also, I do on my own personal decision to try to help people who are having challenges in marriage and give them some little advice that I have.
Okay.
So I think I do that also. So that's why I find it very interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So our discussion this night is about why marriages fail these days more than in the days of our fathers.
Fathers, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me make my own little contribution from my observer. We have to look at how our forefathers, how their marriage used to look like or used to be like, and then how our present day marriages looks like.
Yes. Yes.
Then we can begin to compare.
Yes.
What is difference and what is happening that time that is not happening now? What is happening now that is not happening that time?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely there will be some advantage during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And disadvantage also.
Yes, I believe that.
Based on the type of marriage which they do that and that. Then presently there will be advantage also and disadvantage present day marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but at the long run, we have to look at the both sides and see the advantage, disadvantage, and pick the good things from the old and leave those ones that we feel that is not that good.
Definitely.
And also those things that are good in these days marriage and put them together.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can come out better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So from my own observation, I think the major differences and what makes marriage of these days fail and the one that makes the marriage of those days stay, one of them is the way children were brought up in the olden days is not the same now.
Yes.
Okay. In the olden days marriage, children grow to see how their parents live together and grow in marriage. You understand me? Definitely when they grow and get to the time when they will marry, they will definitely replicate what they see
their parents do.
Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yes.
Like for example, in those days, it's always very hard before you see this divorce that we see today. You understand?
Yes.
It's not common. It's not common those days. You know?
I don't even think there is anything like that in my own area. I don't think so.
Yes, it's not common. But you know, these days it's common. Children grow and know that.
Yes.
You can get your divorce anytime you want.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So definitely, if children of these days grow with it, then when they go to their husband's house, if anything happens, they can go for that. They can try to separate the marriage. But that time is not, nobody discussing. You understand?
Yes.
So that is one. Another thing is that, you know, during the olden days, the man, that is the husband of the house, the head of the house, they have this more superior power. Women don't ask too much questions. Women are highly submissive. Let me use that one.
Yes.
Women they were highly submissive those days, more than now. And because of the society then, they don't see it as a kind of slavery or a kind of bringing them down the marriage. They don't see it that way because that was the system then.
Yeah.
You know today, this what do they call it? This feminism thing, you know, everybody have equal right in marriage that is reigning now. Wasn't there that time.
Then, yes.
So it's a very strong line between these two marriages of the old and marriages of these days. This issue of that we are all equal, husband and wife. Nobody. We have to share things equal. We have to put everything on the table. Those days it wasn't like that. In most cases, men take their decision and their decision stands. And the women are subjected to be strictly under their husband's instruction.
Yes.
Those days. And
Okay.
I think
please like the page. Everybody, please like the page. Like the page so that just click on the like button so that it will go round. Thank you. Go on.
So I think it's one of the major things that causes marriage failure these days, more than the time of the old.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? These days we are preaching gender equality.
Yes.
We bring it inside marriage also. You understand me? But
yes.
Those olden days, they don't bring it inside marriage. You can't do that.
It is well spelled out then.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I see that makes marriage of the old stays longer without divorce or separation than these days. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take that into consideration. And also, we have to look at it this way. During that time, that marriage, was it all that good? Or we don't like it? This type of marriage we are in these days, is it good for us? But if we want to look at the issue of divorce, we can accept that for separation of marriages and divorces that are all over there, all over at this our present time now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the olden days marriages is better when you want to talk of the issue of divorce.
Okay. So you conclude this segment in the next 1 minute, so that you will come back again, so that I'll bring somebody else to hear their opinion. Go on.
Okay, sure.
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. I'll do that. So, but if we want to talk of freedom that all of us enjoy these days, we can say this present day marriage is better.
Yes.
You understand? But
yes.
When it comes to issue of divorce and separation, I think the olden days marriage is better.
Thank you.
That is what I can say about it.
Thank you so much. I think you nailed it. Because when we look at it, like that, welcome everybody. People who are just joining, I welcome you. Thank you for joining. Please like as you're joining, click the like button. So you see, like you said, marriage in the olden days is kind of I don't want to call it master-servant relationship, but it is a situation whereby every decision is taken by the man. Whether the decision is good or bad, every decision is taken by the man. And the woman, I don't want to be unkind to say that the woman had no right to speak. I don't want to be unkind to say that, but I think it is, that the woman just takes everything that, yes, your contribution was very meaningful. That's exactly what I'm trying to kind of expatiate on it before somebody else comes in. Very, very meaningful. So you see, in those days, like you said, is it better then? They don't know anything better. They don't know anything better. That's all they know. The women are, the women know pain. So that pain that they're experiencing, they are used to it. They don't have any other thing to do. They don't have any way to go. Once you leave your parents' house as a woman, as a girl child, you are gone. So you coming back again, where will you be? Where will you be? So I think with all those things, women are kind of stuck. But like we know, in those days, they use horses. In those days, it takes, days to get to another destination. In those days, there are a lot of things that don't happen then. But here we are in such a civilized era that everybody, girls go to school as well. Okay, another caller is coming in. Oh, I don't know. You just cut off. If you can call back, caller, or do you want me to call back to call you? So I just want to be giving us, probably five minutes. Then it can come round again. Let me call you back again, caller. So that okay. Your name, please, and where you're calling from, your own contribution. 5 minutes, so that other people will just keep getting it turn by turn like that. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, so if you can turn down the volume of your phone, and or where you're seeing me from, so that you just listen to me. Go on.
Thank you. My name is Costa.
Okay.
I'm an experienced marriage counselor.
Oh, experienced marriage counselor. Please speak louder so that people will hear you.
I'm an experienced marriage counselor.
Okay.
Got a lot of experience from personal encounter.
Okay.
We discussed the topic last week, and it's a very interesting topic, and I'm happy you brought it up today again.
Yeah, because we didn't exhaust it. There are a lot of things that other people need to talk about that you can talk about as well. And remember, the reason why we're doing this is to help people, especially our young ones who think that marriage is not for them, so that they will know that it's not all marriages. And when they take care and think about it and make some certain measures before they go into it, then they will enjoy their marriage. So that's the reason why we're doing this. Please go ahead.
Yeah, marriage is a very good institution because it is done by God. It is set up by God. When God created humanity, created Adam first, and he said a man needs a companion, and then we have to procreate. So marriage is for many things. There's nothing as good as marriage. When you know about marriage, these days, marriages are being discussed, issues are being discussed, unlike before, when it was like people introduce you to the man you want to marry. Parents can just like somebody. Maybe they betrothed you when you are very young.
Mm-hmm.
The love wasn't really an issue there. It was just to bring up children, have children. But these days, because of awareness, each couple are able to accept each other. And before you marry, there are certain things that you should take note of, which should be discussed. The companionship, you should be able to discuss with your husband or your proposed man that you want to marry. And then you don't just go into the home. You have to cut for some time and then know what you like, know what he likes, know the culture, know the food. And then finance is a very important thing.
Finance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Finance.
Mm-hmm.
In those days, in our own culture, the Nigerian culture, the job was for the man. The man will own the house, pay the bills, put your feeding money down, everything. So the woman was just to assist with bringing up children, having children, and then even the finances of the children goes to the man. But these days, things are not the way it used to be. Men are plus companionship, they are to help and assist financially. So you see, like in many places, maybe if you are abroad or in the diaspora, most people, they do 50-50. And in these days, the women are hardworking. Some women even earn more than the man. So when there is compromise, and before you go into the marriage to prevent divorce, another important thing you have to look is the red flag. When are you accepted in that family? Another thing is the religion. Maybe the man is from one religion and the woman is from another religion.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, religion plays a very important role. Both of you may be Christian, but different denominations, some from, different places, which the family of the man, some are Muslim, the men will not accept, or the family, when the man may want it, the family will not accept. And once they don't accept, they put many obstacles and things. Then you have to know the type of man you want to marry. The red flag, the way he controls, the way he wants total domination and everything. So that's why these days many marriages fail, because once they go into it, no counseling, nothing. And when they see that they are not able to cope with the behavior either of the woman or the man, you see marriages breaking.
Yeah.
So it is a very sweet institution. If you understand yourself, study yourself, be disciplined, the type of food you cook, or whether it's the man should help with house chores. Some men see it as a taboo to wash the place he's using eating. So if the wife goes to work, come back home, assist with children, assist with cleaning, assist with cooking, and the man just sit down and watch telly. The woman may get to a stage, you will not be able to cope. So before you marry, study yourself, know the red flags, see the behavior of either the man and the woman before you go into it. And once there is understanding, divorce is not common. But when each other cannot sit down to discuss, it brings so many disputes. And then one may be too quiet, beer. When you can't cope again, you see the marriage failing. You should be able to talk. You should be able to communicate with each other. Communication is very important in relationship.
So that communication, is there any red flag when the couple where say, I just want to give you 1 minute to conclude on this. So that communication, is there any red flag when they were still courting before marriage? Will somebody know whether the man or the woman is able to communicate or not before they get married?
Before you get married, during courtship, you should be able to know the type of man you want. Is it a woman beater, or the woman beats the man, slaps the man, using foul languages and abusive languages? Some will beat you and come and tell you they are sorry. Yes. You have to know. Once the man touched you from the beginning, you should know that he cannot change. But some women will go into it, seeing the red flag, they overlook it and say, when we are married, I will change it.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You cannot change a human being. You may feel that you can change a human being, but you cannot totally change somebody's behavior.
So you mean that the two people involved will know exactly whether this person is violent or whether this person is, can talk to, to each other before.
You ignore and think you can work on it.
Okay, I will bring you back. Let me summarize this, then somebody else will come, but I'll bring you back. Thank you so very much. You always, I didn't know you were a marriage counselor, but all the things that you say always, sound so professional. So thank you so very much for that. So if I can summarize what you said, what pop up to me is communication in what you said. And that is very, very, very essential in marriage. There are some relationships that people keep malice. They call it silent treatment. So, this one will not talk to this one will not talk to this one. Even sometimes they are in the house for 2-3 days. Some couple will be sleeping in the same bed 2-3 days, 1 week. They don't talk to each other. I tell you one thing, I saw, it's like a comedy, but I think it's true. This couple, I think they were having a problem, but they had to sleep on the same bed. The lady, what did the lady do? The lady went and brought bricks and cement and divided the bed into two, used the cement and the brick and did a wall in the middle of the bed so that the husband sleeps there and she herself sleeps there. She did a wall on the bed. And that what that woman did was exactly what is going on in a lot of homes like that. People giving themselves silent treatment by dividing the bed. The other person will go in the end of the wall, the other person like this. But you will not tell me that you did not see all these signs before you go into marriage. Some people will say, oh, he will change. Or some people will say, oh, I can cope with it. And another question I want to ask, I want somebody to call in, probably somebody who hasn't called in, but if after a few minutes and then new people didn't call in, then old people can call in. And then, because we are putting some messages out there for people to listen to, and then before they take their decision, or before they make any step, or before even it will help them as well in the relationship that they are in. So another thing I want you to look into is love enough for marriage? Is love, I love you, you love me, is it enough? Because some people will say, so long as there is love there. But to me, there are certain things I've seen in this world that made me to believe that only I love you, you love me is not enough. If the family of the man, or the family of the woman, or a lot of things is there against you, against all odds, and you say, oh, it's only my husband, oh, it's only my wife, love is only what is going to bind us. That's my own personal opinion. I really don't know. Is love enough in marriage? Please, I want somebody. You can write as well. You can type. If you cannot call, you can as well type. And then, let me know or answer certain questions. So please, can somebody call? Is love enough? While I speak, I wait for the call. To me, love is not enough. To me, a lot of people have died as a result of, I love him, he loves me. The parents has nothing to do with our marriage. The siblings, they have nothing to do with our marriage. All these people, they have nothing to do with our marriage. But what people don't understand is that there are certain things that will happen that will warrant you to mingle with the parents, even if you don't talk to the parents. There are certain things that will happen that will warrant you to, mingle with the kinsmen and so on. So to me, if you say, just all I need is his love, all I need is her love, I don't think love is enough, is just enough for, two people to get into marriage, especially when it comes to African culture. When it comes to other culture, maybe European culture, whereby some people, once you get to a certain age and so on, you can make your decisions, you can build your friends, you can do this and that. But if you come to certain cultural background, I want you to look at it that love is just not enough. Love is the pillar and the most important thing in marriage, but is love enough? Because that's why some people get into some family and die, in the process. That's why some people get into, marriage. They will not go and visit their husband's people. They will just stay in the town with their husband. Then those people will not know the culture of the husband. Like, I give you an example. There is a place in the eastern part of Nigeria whereby if you marry, if you're a woman and you're married in that setting, in that culture, in that village, in that town, if anything happens and you go, anything, you go and then kiss another man, or you go and do anything with another man, it's either your husband might die, or when you're pregnant, if you want to give birth, you won't be able to give birth. You will have so much hard labor until you confess whatever you did before you're able to give birth. So how can you know all these things and say only love is enough when you have not been to your husband's place to know exactly what the culture is all about and for the people to accept you. So to me, love is okay, but I think that it's not enough. What do you think? Can somebody call and then, let us know? Is only love enough? Is only love enough? The number to call is +447 440 787281. I call it again. Number to call +447 440 787281. So, for your own contribution, what do you think? Is love enough in marriage? In those days, our fathers, our mothers, did they go into marriage as a result of love? Did their marriage last because of love? I know that one of our marriage counselors, the founder of Save and Secure the Child Initiative, he said, because that's all they know then, the man is the head of the family and the children are born and raised looking at their father, looking at their mother, how they do. And children see their parents as mirror, they mirror whatever their parents do. So these children grow up to see that, look, that's exactly what, our parents do, and we're going to do it. But I can assure you, my brother, that majority of us now, we grew up from such parents that don't know anything about divorce. We grew up from such parents that had to persevere and stay. We grew up from such parents. But what I would think that is one of the differences why people nowadays don't take that nonsense, I would say, or they don't persevere. Let me put it like that. I think it's because of civilization, because of education. Our other marriage counselor said, because women are getting money just like men as well. So for people who are in diaspora, because if you look at it, I don't want to say that marriage failures is more in diaspora than it is in our country of origin. But I'll say that it's a lot in diaspora. One of the reasons that I know, you can call, as I'm talking, you can call for your own contribution. But when I'm waiting, let me be explaining to you. So you see, Our Lady made a very important point. She said that in most cases, or in some cases, that women in diaspora or women now, some of them make more money than their husband. And you know that can be a problem. I know a lot of marriages that have broken because the woman makes more money than the husband. Because of that natural insecurity, because, originally, and which is true, a man is supposed to be the provider. But the world started turning that a woman had to go to school, get certificate, and start working and earning money as well. So as a result of this, woman will go to work and earn money. Okay, I want to read what one of our sisters say. Love is caring, compassion, patience, endurance, tolerance. Is the ability of both to understand each other psychologically, sociologically, religiously, the steadfast love shown by our Lord Jesus Christ. That's completely correct. That's completely correct. But you know that this program, we're doing this program for believers and non-believers. Some people will tell you, please, I don't do God. As if it's a trendy thing, says, I don't do God. So we are talking to everybody, both people who do God and people who don't do God. This is just, a general observance and a general, application to everybody. So you see, especially people who are in the diaspora, some men feel so insecure when their wives begin to get money more than them. Though some women, when they begin to make money more than their husband, some, I'm not saying all, some begin to behave the way they are not supposed to behave. The respect will no longer be there, and so on. But I know people who make money more than their husband that still respect their husband, that still even serve their husband more, so that there won't be any problem, so that there won't be any issue. But still, the insecurity that the man is feeling because the wife is earning more money than is earning more money than him will bring about problem. Oh yes, all these are experienced in love. Love is very broad, very, very broad, very, very broad. If we talk about love, it's a very broad, subject. And again, how do you define it? When is it, because when you say love, love is patient. Yeah, love does not take offense. So do you, because of love, stay where you are dying because of love? So you see, it is a very, very broad subject. So is love enough? Can one just go into marriage because he loves the woman and the woman loves him, and the parents does not like the woman and the parents does not like the man? Is it okay for the man to try to make the parents, convince the parents, explain to the parents that, look, this person is not who you think he is? And if the parents refuses, is it okay for them to marry? Is the marriage going to last? Will they be strong enough to stand and weather the storm and the heat that the parents will be giving them? I want somebody to call, even if you've called before. I want somebody to call and then explain to our audience, is love enough for marriage? So that's one thing. I want somebody to throw light on that before I bring another subtopic. Okay, so you see, please, as you're coming, I want you to like the page. Just touch the like button so that it can generate other people joining. So you see, another thing that I want us to look at, there are certain things, let me just explain to you. There are, when a man is the breadwinner of the family, the man takes care of the parents, the man takes care of the siblings, and then the man goes and marries a wife. I think it's one of the reasons and one of the problems, that makes marriage not to work. Because all eyes are on this man. Everybody is watching this man. This is the man that gives us everything. He takes care of our mom. He takes care of our dad. He takes care of, all the members of the family. So when a wife is coming in, thank you, sweet. When a wife is coming in, they see that wife as a threat to them. And then if this wife comes in, our brother is not going to give us what we want anymore. Then the mother will feel that, look, since this my son is getting married now, who is going to be taking care of his younger one? I'm sure that this girl will not want to, relax and let our son continue what he's doing for us. So I believe that position of a man, position of a woman in the family contributes either to the successful marriage or marriage failure. as well. If you just think about it. Because in some cases, the mother is the one who takes care of everything. The sisters are there cooking and doing everything. And then all of a sudden, boom, he marries. And the wife had to take over the kitchen. The wife had to, if he had to give money, he had to give the wife money to go to the market and cook and so on and so forth. So when things like this starts happening, the siblings may be jealousy. Or if the wife is such a person that, puffs up, he will start showing off, and then problem will start happening. Then the man will be torn in between the parents, the siblings, and the wife. So if both ways they don't understand each other, you see, the marriage is crumbled, because either the man takes the side of the wife, and then the parents will say, oh, the son that I gave everything, that I use everything to train him and so on, this woman has come to take over my wife, my son. So I think this is one of the reasons when a woman wants to marry a first son or an only son, I think you really need to think about it. For people who will watch this and people who will, advise other people, you really need to consider the position of who you want to marry, especially if even it's in both ways. Yeah, it's in both ways. It's a very broad topic, my sister. Okay, so my sister said that this topic is a very broad one. The activities I mentioned earlier that are experienced by couples in a marriage do not define what love means. Yes, I want you to call if you can and just throw light, a little bit of light to it. The number to call is, +44 744 078 7281, because we are trying to help generation unborn. We are trying to help people who are stuck in a marriage. We are trying to help people who are in the verge of making decisions. You get me? So your contribution is very, very vital. Like I said earlier on, our parents will say they don't want their children to experience what they experienced. Because maybe in our days when we were growing up, if we see certain, programs like this and so on, maybe we will glean one or two things that will help us in the future. That's why it is a call-in session whereby experienced people will give their 2 cents about reasons why. So the reason why I bring about subtopics is for us to discuss it. So I say my own, what I understood and what I think, about it. So you see, okay. Yes, love is beyond what we see and physically do. Oh, yes, it is. And I agree with you that love is broad. I agree with you because, there are certain things that I give you an example. Judge Judy. I know that, most of us will watch that program, Judge Judy. That program that the lady judge, comes, and then 2 people will come and talk about. It's a court anyway, but it's her court. But they kind of do everything, and the people watch it on social media and then on TV program. So this couple, I'm talking about love right now. This couple came, the woman came and said that she needs a divorce. And the judge asked her, why do you need a divorce? The woman said that the husband is too nice. Yes. The woman said that the husband is too nice, that she doesn't want somebody who is too nice like that. Why is he like that? Early in the morning, he serves her tea. Lunch, he brings him lunch. He cooks. He goes to work. That's all the man does. was to wait on her, that she doesn't like it, that he is overdoing it. He doesn't want somebody to be showing too much love like that. And you think that the woman is kind of crazy, but she meant it and she ended the marriage. But somebody else will be praying for what this woman was experiencing. Where is the man that will be treating me the way, the way they are treating this woman? So I agree with you that there are different dimensions of love. Certain things that you will think is love, somebody else will think that, I don't want it, and that's not love. So the woman doesn't really want to be pampered. The woman doesn't really want to be waited upon. And that's how, maybe the woman likes a violent person, and that might be her own love. So I agree with you completely that love is very broad and is of different dimension. And that's exactly why we talked about, kind of courtship. When you are dating or when you are courting whoever that's, that you want to end up with, you really need to consider a lot of things. Do not go into marriage because of pity. Then, if you are already in the marriage, just consider certain things that you can adjust to make yourself happy, because you are the person that will make yourself happy. So long as that your life is not in danger, the man is not posing danger to you, the woman is not posing danger to you, maybe, it's certain things that you can easily adjust, then by all means adjust, adjust, and then, so that you will be happy. Because, life is really too short for somebody to live in a relationship and be sad. Every day you're crying, every day you're mourning, So if there is a way for you to accept the character of your husband or accept the character of your wife, knowing fully well that maybe this is his nature, this is her nature, I don't think I can be able to change it. If it's something that you can live with, then, you try everything to really be happy in your marriage. So, yeah, like my sister, true, love has different dimension, and everybody needs to define their own love according to how they see it. Because one man's meat, they say, is another man's fish. I don't want to call poison, though I've called it. Okay. And there is another thing that terribly break our marriage these days. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. And that peer pressure is not just peer pressure that somebody you see. Virtual friends. There are some that they call, slay queen, that they are, and when they watch it on social media, they bring it in the house. They bring it in the house. Probably the husband who naturally dresses the way he dresses, he will come back and say, oh, I want you to carry dread. Okay, we're getting a call. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, thank you so much for calling again. So,
yes, I'm joining the conversation again.
Go on.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to chip in when you ask of if only love can sustain marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay. I won't take much time, but I want to make some little explanation, then I conclude. Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. You have 5 minutes or more to go.
Okay. Okay. First is that most of the time we don't understand what is love, because these days people take that Baba word, I love you, and also sex and the feeling.
Yeah.
That is what people call love. But to me, that is not love. anybody can have feeling for anything, anytime.
So please, I want you to explain this. You said that some people misinterpret love as feelings or sex. Yeah. Okay, explain it. Yeah.
Some people misinterpret love. They take love like feeling they have for somebody. They also taking that verbal word that people say I love you. They take it as love. They take it as feeling, and also they look at it as sex. So, but to me, those things are not really love. They can be added to some extent, but they are not the real love. Like our previous last week program, I think I touched something like that. That love is a responsibility. It's a responsibility that must be shown before you can say that this person loves you. If that responsibility is not shown to you, forget about what the person is saying. Forget about the feeling. Forget about every other thing that the person is doing around you. It doesn't. Somebody who said he loved you cannot give you or forgive you. These two basic principles. If that person doesn't do it, even when you are in courtship, the person is not in love. Forget about what he said. Forget about what he preached to you.
Welcome, Faith. Welcome. I can see you. Go on, please.
Yeah, because that is where people are carried away. Somebody who find it difficult to give you what is in his hand, who find it difficult to assist you when you are having challenges. Like I said that day, that it's not all about money, but there's a lot of ways we can give to each other.
Yeah.
Which money is also included. Which assistance is also included. If somebody is in need, you come and assist. All of them are given.
Yes, you told us that love is giving and forgiving. I won't forget that. Yeah.
Yes, but most of us doesn't know that that's what they are talking about. It's all about sex. It's all about what they preach to you. It's all about the feeling I have for you. Like some people will say, I have this feeling for you that if I don't see you, I can't stay. I'm feeling. No, but those ones are not love. You can get it anywhere. So that's why I said for very important that people should understand what love is, and also to answer your question direct. Marriage cannot be all about. It cannot start only on love, because when you want to consummate marriage, there are people who will be there to make sure that marriage is consummated, like the parents of the bride and the groom. They must be there to hand over their children, to hand over the wife, the bride. The parents must be there. If the parents is no longer there, the elder brother or whoever that represents the family will be there. So it means that these people are very important in that marriage.
Yes.
So you can't count them out and base only that the guy loves you, therefore everything is okay for us. No. So I think it's not all about love, though that love is one of or the major foundation for that relationship that leads to marriage. But also without these people getting involved, the family of the two people involved in this marriage, if they don't give their consent, you must go back to reconcile that before you enter into marriage. That is my suggestion. Because they play a very important role in that marriage, most especially if challenges start coming. There's no place you can run to except those people that you know that contributed to the success or the consummation of that marriage. They have roles to play, so you can't do without them. So that is what I'm putting in on that particular topic. Okay.
Thank you so much. I think you are 100% right, and I stand with that as well. There was a call that came while we were talking. You can call back now. So what I'm saying is that you just nailed it. You said that when the marriage is about to be consummated, both parents are there. the parents of the girl will be there to give the girl away, and so the parents of the boy. So, you cannot count them away, or you cannot cut them off from such marriage. Otherwise, things might not go very well. And I got again what you said, that marriage is not all about, that love is not all about feeling. I'm telling you, many people think that love is all about feeling. They just think because, there will be a time that that feeling will go. There will be a time that only friendship will sustain you guys, So I really, really learned a lot from what you said. Love is not all about feelings, Love is deeper than feelings, just like everybody is writing here. Love is deeper than feelings. So we really, really need to take that into consideration. And if you are in marriage and probably that fire is no longer there, maybe you have married for 5 years, and you're asking yourself, why is it that the fire that used to burn inside me when we married early is no longer there, but I still, care about my husband and so on? It is because love is not just that feeling. Love is not just that emotional feelings. Love is so big, is so broad. It encompasses a lot of things. So that's what I want us to know. So another caller. Okay, let me return the call. Yes. So this topic is very, very important. I just want us to know, honestly, I am so passionate about this because of some young people who told me that marriage is not for them. Look, marriage is not for me. After all, what happened to my mother? What happened to my father? This, that. And it is so, so, so horrible that people are seeing marriage like that, So another thing, for people who are in marriage, okay, it's like this person is busy. Another thing I want to tell people who are already in marriage is like, what you do in front of your children matters a lot. I know that people can be very, very angry. I know that people can be pissed off. I know that a lot of things can happen for you to start argument with your partner. If there is anything I learned from my parents, I don't know whether my parents quarrel or not. I really, really don't know, because I have never ever seen them argue before. I have never seen them quarreling before. Maybe they do when we are not there, but I don't really know how they will manage that. I've never seen them raise their voices on each other. So sometimes I'm asking myself, does it mean that they don't have differences or something like that? But when I got to a certain age and asked my mom said that they do quarrel, but they don't want us to see it. That they quarrel, but they don't want us to see it. I was like, if you people can hold your quarrel, your misunderstanding, because your children are there, then you guys must be legends. Because it's really, really, not very easy for you to contain your anger or contain your displeasure. The other topic, last week that we talked about, the foundation of my talk was on Korah. I don't know, you guys will know Korah B, the lady that dances almost, unclad. So when they were having that problem, when they were having argument, their little child, I think that child was less than 2 years or maybe 2 years. The child was so restless, and the child was like, trying to say something, to say, impression, trying to say something to the dad and so on, but they were just raising, the dad was just raising the voice. You see, such thing might live with that child until the child grows up. Just like me, I said that I have never seen or had my parents argue or quarrel. And as a result of that, I wouldn't want a situation whereby I will be raising my voice, or somebody raising their voice in presence of the children or in presence of anybody is like so strange to me. It's so strange. So I want us to take it into consideration. When someone is so upset or so angry, we should consider the children around us, because listen, those children mimic us and they believe that whatever we do is right. So they will go to school and start doing it. I remember a child that I know the child very well. So one of the days, I don't know, I think we were chatting, a child of maybe 7 years or 8. So we were chatting, and then I was like, okay, let us pray. What do you want me to pray for you? The child said, please put my mom and dad in prayer, because they are always fighting. I don't want them to fight again. I couldn't do anything about it. I started shedding tears. So that was exactly what this child wants as a prayer point. That you should pray so that my parents won't quarrel again. My parents won't fight again. So what we do in the presence of our children is very, very important. And that was exactly what brought about this, this talk show, because few girls I know say that the marriage is not for them because of the experience they have seen their parents. So that experience had made them to make up their mind that marriage is not for them. No, it shouldn't be like that, because some marriages are good. I was saying before before our brother called about social media, trying to live the life. We call it online life. Online life. That life is not real. Virtual life is not real. Some people will come home and start, telling their husband, look, I really don't like the way you are. I want you to change your hairstyle. I want you to do this. Because they saw somebody who is like that. Then a man who naturally likes a woman who is a bit bulky will come back and I don't like her. You need to lose weight. You need to lose this weight. But the reason why you married this woman was because you said that you like chubby women. But now social media has made you to stop liking chubby women. Now you want slim women. You will get that, I don't like it. You need to do something about your weight. You need to do this. You need to do that. Look at how you're dressing. Look at this. And whatever you're comparing your wife with is not real. It is not real. It's virtual. And again, I want to address our young girls. Our young girls and our young boys. You see, young boys, I want to address you guys right now. Because when you see a woman that you want to marry, maybe you see the woman on social media, you see them all made up and so on and so forth. Social media is not real life. You really need to see somebody whom you want to marry and know whether, without makeup, will you like that person? Without all packaging, will you like that person? Because in most cases, after that packaging, when the marriage goes on, then, problem will start. That wasn't what I bargained for. That wasn't what I bargained for. I thought that your bra size was D cup. So why is it like this? I thought you have bum. Why is it like this? No way. Then the marriage has collapsed too, even before it began. So I want to let you know, our boys, our men that are yet to marry, or even people who are looking, that, social media is not exactly how you look for a wife. You can meet someone on a social media, on a platform and so on, but you really need to see that person and make sure, because marriage is not a joke. People think it's a joke. Marriage is not a joke, because by the time you know it, children are involved. And when you are separating or when you're divorcing, the children are the ones that suffer the most. So the reason why we are talking about this is for people who are not yet married to really, really think about it. What about ladies? Ladies, I'm just addressing unmarried ladies or single ladies as it is right now. Let me tell you, there are certain there are certain types of makeup, that you put on. A man will like it, and a man will take you to a party. A man will take you to dance. A man might take you to club and so on and dance. But at the end of the day, you will see that man going to marry somebody else. Because of what? They know wife's materials when they see it. It's not bad for you to, to look after yourself. It's not bad for you to augment your beauty. It's not, it's not bad for you to kind of, how do I say, update yourself, but you have to do everything in proportion. In proportion. When you fix your nails, you need to fix it in proportion. Because men will be laughing, but something is inside their mind. The day that you go and see your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, dress in a proportionate way, so that you won't just sit down there and say, oh, nobody is marrying me. Nobody is coming to marry me. Nobody is seeking my hand in marriage. Why did this guy leave me? Why did this guy leave me? And so on. So all these things you need to consider. There are certain characters that you don't do. That's what differentiates a marriageable woman. It doesn't matter what civilization has given to us. It doesn't matter the age and era we are. Men are still men and women are still women. And it's still the same story. If I am, a woman and my son brings, a girl that he wants to marry, in as much as I won't want to kind of influence my son so much, but there are certain telltale signs that I will look at. I will look at the nails. Yes, it's good for a woman to fix nails and so on. But there are certain ones that is too long and like an arrow or something. As long as that doesn't it doesn't make sense. So when you say that probably your mother-in-law or your father-in-law to be doesn't like it, you will not blame them. If you are in their own position, I believe that you might behave the same way. Moderation is the key. Because that's exactly why men will leave their girlfriend that they have dated for so long. They go to club, they smoke together, they do everything together. And when that person wants to go and marry, he will start looking for a moderate person. Using the word, which word, please? Okay. All right then. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, this is the program is not for children anyway. So the program is not for children, because you have to kind of select before you do the distance. So it's okay. But I understand. But you were calling. I want you to call again, because you were calling and then I tried to call you back and you didn't answer. So I'm just trying to call you back. We will be concluding very soon. So please give us your 2 cents.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Augusta. Come again.
Okay, please.
Love is a very special thing in marriages. But love does not conquer all to prevent a divorce. There's a general saying that love conquers all, but it doesn't really. It is part of marriage. It's like building a house. Love is the foundation.
Yes.
Having relationship, like I said, I think we should avoid using the word sex, as the YouTube frowns against it. We can look for a pet word.
Yes.
Or anything.
Or maybe sleeping together or something. But what I explained before is that you know that you choose adult or whatever. So, but it's okay. Go on.
Okay. Then love doesn't. It's not the basics. It does not keep marriages. You may love each other and two of you are not compatible. Then I think what we haven't discussed about marriages, which I think is about polygamy. You know, polygamy is a very, very important thing that in those our fathers' days, those olden days, people didn't frown. It was a lifestyle.
That would be a different, but I want you to touch it, but that would be a different topic on its own. Because if you think that polygamy is not going on right now, it is. It is going on. But you can touch it. Yes. Go on.
Yeah, it is going on, but it causes so many breakage, divorce in marriages, because these days, once the woman knows that the man is having an extramarital affair, you know, she may up and then she will not, that unhealthy competition, since she can take care of herself and her children, she will not be ready to stand it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Then there are so many factors that keep marriages. Love is not, it's one of them. It's one of them, but it's not the total reason why people stay together.
Yes. Okay.
There are other so many factors that can make marriages to work. Not only love, but love conquers all. Love should be the basic thing that should keep a couple together, to be able to tolerate each other.
Yeah, because the marriage counselor said that when people hear of love, which is true, when people hear of love, they just think about that feelings. You get me?
Just a fantasy.
Yes, they just think about that feelings. They will be telling you, oh, I love him, oh, I love her, and so on. Meanwhile, it's just what they are feeling at that moment that is talking about. Because when love is tested, that is exactly when they will know. When they will know whether they love each other or not. So I totally agree with you that love, because that was a question I threw. Is love enough for marriage? Is love enough?
It is not enough. Love is not enough.
Very, very important that our children need to listen to this. Very, very important that that people really need to listen to this. Because when they think about that feelings between both of them and so on, they think, oh, there are a lot of things that when it starts happening, you wouldn't even think about that feeling. You wouldn't even think about all those things, So, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. So you wouldn't even think about all those things when certain things, starts happening. You see, when there was a couple, this couple, in those days that people that rob, they come into the house to rob, and when they come to rob like that, when they see a beautiful woman, they want to kind of have that woman. So in this couple's own, the woman refused, and the husband was saying, accept, I'll be okay, I don't want them to kill you. I said, he said, no, I don't want to do it, instead let them kill me, and so on. So it happened that they say, okay, we're not gonna do what you ask us to do, but they just use their machete and then cut, the leg. So the woman was faithful to the husband, that the woman doesn't want these people to file her. But the husband was like, I don't want somebody with one leg. After all, I ask you to, accept. Later on, we go to hospital and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, the husband left. So you see, like we're talking about love. And then our sister said that love is different. Some men will say, oh, my wife is a very virtuous woman. My wife didn't want these people to touch her. Look at what she did. I will be with my wife, forever. But this one said, no, I don't want to be with somebody with one leg. I would rather take you to hospital and look after you than being with, a woman with one leg. So you see, love has different dimensions. So what we're going to use to conclude is, especially in the diaspora, especially abroad, when women start earning more money than men, In most cases, it breaks the marriage. In most cases, it brings a lot of problem. I tell you some languages that some women do here. Because you've started making money, you're talking back at me. Because you've started making money, you're coming back late. Is it because you're making more money than me that, when I speak, you don't shake? Is it because of that you don't serve me the food that you normally serve me? Is it because of that you don't come back to cook? Maybe this woman was promoted, that before the promotion, the woman normally cooks, the woman normally does everything and looks after the children and so on. So as career goes up, the woman couldn't do all those things because of what? Because she has to spend more time in the office, she has to go for more meetings and so on. So in that case, the man will refuse to take some more responsibilities, even though the woman is bringing in more money, and it becomes a problem. Is it because I brought you in this country? Is it because I did this? Is it because I did that? And so on. And it becomes problem. So I am addressing our men right now that we can do more. We can do more. When your wife is kind of, climbing the ladder, know that that ladder belongs to the whole family. When the wife is better, the whole family is better. So our men, even those ones that are yet to marry, I want you to know that you can help your wife. I want you to know that you can share, even in cooking, in doing all those things. Because these days, there's not much money for you to keep your wife as a housewife, for the wife to be cooking and doing everything, while only you will be bringing in money. It doesn't happen like that anymore these days. So if both of you had to go to work and come back, it will be nice for both to share responsibilities. I am addressing, our people who come from, certain background, because in some background, culturally in Nigeria, men don't do certain things. Even some men don't know how to cook. It's only girl child that knows how to cook and serve the guy. But I am encouraging all of us right now, all our boys, all our men, to learn how to do certain things, because that will help your family, that will help your wife, that will help your children. It would be nice for your children to see you bathing them, creaming them, feeding them, or making some food for them. That would be nice. So time has really changed, that all of us, we really, really need to do more so that marriage will work. So stereotyping, another thing that make marriage not work. People from certain areas are considered wayward, are considered wild, are considered not being able to stay in marriage. And as a result of that, when your son or your daughter or your sibling or whatever marry from that area, you will conclude that this woman is a wayward woman, or this man is a man that is going to go to another woman, and so on. As a result of that, you won't even give that woman a chance, at least a chance. You have started to kind of follow that woman, that look, I know that you're going to do that. I know that that's what your people do. They don't stay in marriage. That's what your people do. They like money so much. That's what your people do, and so on. Or men from different area, I know that you will marry another woman, because I heard that people from your own side, that they don't marry from outside. I know that you're going to marry another woman, but we will stay and see how you will do it. In that case, marriage has failed even before it started. So stereotyping should stop in marriage. People should just look at people, look at your spouse, look at your partner, look at your friend, on a face value, as he or she, not stereotyping and then generalizing that because he come from this area or that area, that he should behave in one way or the other. So I want to encourage our young men and our young women that marriage is honorable. Marriage is very sweet, very, very nice. Only if you put your head down and get the right partner. It can be hell on earth if you get the wrong partner. You will be lucky to come out from there alive. That's why this program is here, for you to really, really consider a lot of things. Don't rush. Consider a lot of things. That you are celibate or you are on your own for 1 year is better than you rushed into something that will take away your life. You know? So I want to say thank you to everybody that joined us today. Thank you so much. All that contributed. Please, I want you to, make this time, just carve out this time for us to help people, irrespective of the fact that, people are not many right now. But you see, a lot of people will listen to it later on. And that your contribution must have saved somebody, So please, I want you to make it a date on Thursdays, 7 o'clock. That's UK time and Nigeria time. Just save the date, And again, there are other topics that if you want us to talk about, just text me and say, can we talk about this? That people will really like to see, opinions and then explanations and then, views on such a topic. You just let me know. So, so that we will talk about it. So I want to say thank you so very much for coming. So let me just call your names. So Auntie Augusta, welcome. Thank you so very much. The founder of Save and Secure the Child Initiative. You see what you're doing, only God can bless you. Because I saw on Facebook, what you're doing. There was one, the most recent one, where a child was locked outside by the madam in the middle of the night around 12 a.m. And it was, I think actors or actresses that went to their location that saw this guy, the lady, and started knocking, And you see, what we are talking about marriage, the owner of that house, the husband of this woman, said, please, if you people can get police and come and take my wife, I am tired of this woman. I asked her, where is this girl when I came back? And then she said that the girl is sleeping already, not knowing that the girl was outside, standing outside in the cold, in the middle of the night. She could be, anything can happen to this girl. But the woman said that the girl was already sleeping. So the man was like, please, you people should come and take my wife. Arrest her because she's not a good woman. That's what we are talking about. Even some marriages, people are living together in the house, but they are enemies. You see? So that's why each and every one of us, every young person around us, we should invite them to this show to come and ask questions and to come and learn as well. And we can share it to them as well. So my brother, thank you so very much. God bless you in all you're doing. And I believe that, what you're doing will go to, have branches all over the world. And thank you so much, my sister Josephine. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so very much. Kelechi, thank you so very much for your contribution. I really appreciate you. Thank you. So there is Faith. Where is Faith? I saw Faith. Faith, thank you so very much. I know, Emmanuel, there are a lot of people that did not do the comment. So, for all those people that didn't do the comment, I see you. Thank you so much for all your contribution. So I want you to share this, share it, and then let other people get to experience and hear what we had as well. So I will be expecting you next Thursday, same time. Tell somebody about it. People who have experience, let them come and share experiences. I will tell you the topic within the week. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Remember, I love you so much. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. You guys should tell me bye, you. Huh? Tell me bye-bye before I go off. I'm waiting to hear bye-bye. It's okay. Take care, everybody. Good night.